Monday, the 19th of March edition of the Matthews broadcast. We thank you for joining us. We thank you for supporting us. We thank you for enabling us to continue to provide you with this service of connecting local businesses with the consumers and also with the support, the community support that they need to succeed. I'm joined tonight, as usual, by my image doctor, Cornelius Hill, who is having a reunion with our present guests, and we'll get to that in a little bit. And to my right, Lindsay the Voice Tynes is with us as well, and we're going to get into the broadcast in a moment. As we do each time we come on, we start with gratitude, and we say thank you to those who support the broadcast. This broadcast is viewer, guest, and sponsor supported. So we want to thank those persons who became sponsors and friends of the broadcast this week. I want to thank someone who I had a conversation with. I won't say her nickname on the air. I will say her name is Romaine Andrews. And I want to thank you so much for your support. I want to say thanks to Shaka Andrews. Thank you so much for your support from Miami, Florida. I want to say thank you to Alicia Woodward, who's in Garner, North Carolina. Thank you for your support. Tyrone Ash, who's in Hollywood, Florida. Thank you so much for your support. Want to also say thank you to Tyrone Howard, Scotty, to those of us who know him well. Want to say thank you to Vernon Bradbury from the Brick City, the one and only Newark, New Jersey. Want to say thank you to Harvetta Fax in Columbia, Maryland. Want to say thank you to Andrew Frazier right out of Montclair here. Want to say thank you to Matthew McCleary from East Orange, New Jersey, and now in Jackson, New Jersey. Want to say thank you to Tiffany Moultrie from Patterson, New Jersey. Want to say thank you to Vito Maturo at PNC Bank and at Belleville, New Jersey. Thank all of you. Oh, Dr. Alberto Anderson, sorry about that, Doc, and Dr. Archer Irby. Want to say thank you to all those who support the broadcast and give us an opportunity to continue to share this message with you. This broadcast has 4 principles on which it stands, and we always go through these to kind of give you a flavor of who we are and why it is we do what we do. First principle is divine alignment. And we say the most important thing is for you to align with your divine identity, that you cannot do anything, you cannot be anything, you can have anything if you align with your divine identity. And we take this understanding right from the book of the beginnings, Genesis, chapter 1, verses 26 to 28 says, "And God made man and woman in his likeness and his image, and gave them authority to rule," right? So when you're in alignment with your divine identity, you are operating in your rulership. And so when you align with your divine identity, the next thing that you're able to do is you are empowered. And here we hear the book of Timothy telling us you have not been given a spirit of fear, but of love, power, and a sound mind. Love, power, and a sound mind. And so we're far more powerful than any of us know. And so when you get empowerment, then you move to upliftment. And here we have to be careful about other people's feelings. Certainly we live at a time where the person who occupies the White House does not necessarily care about other people's feelings the way he should or could, but he's not our issue. We're going to keep our eyes beyond and over. And so the principle of upliftment, we hear the voice of the one and only Maya Angelou, our poet laureate, telling us, people may forget what you said, they may forget what you did, but they will never ever forget how you made them feel, right? So it's important that we make each other feel like the kings and the queens that they are. Your candle, my candle, loses nothing when it lights another. Your candle loses nothing when it lights another. Final principle of the Matthews broadcast is the principle of enrichment. Over 27 times in Scripture, we hear the word prosperity used. In John 10:10, Jesus is quoted to have said, "I came that you might have life and have it more abundantly. Psalm 81, God is purportedly to have said to the psalmist, open your mouth wide that I may fill it. Over and over and over again, we hear these verses. And so what they tell us is that God rejoices when his people prosper. So, this idea that we have to wait till after the funeral for us to do well is just not borne out in any way by the scriptural text or true understanding or reading of what the word actually says. God rejoices when his people prosper. And so this is the Whole Person Prosperity broadcast. And what we do is we teach you that if your mind and your body is in the right vibration and properly aligned, you will become more magnetic. You will attract those things that you're desiring in terms of your physicality, your mind, and certainly your relationships and your finances will all operate in alignment. With that said, I want to just reflect on an incident that affected our family on a global community that many may not have heard of, that I just want to make mention of briefly. I was born in Georgetown, Guyana, which is the only English-speaking country in the continent of South America. And the country just to the south of where I was born is Brazil, the largest and most powerful and most wealthy country in South America. Brazil is a nation of about 210 million people. It probably has the world's 7th largest economy. But Brazil has an original sin which is not often talked about. Brazil has a population of 110 million people of African descent who have lived as slaves and have lived in poverty and oppression under the hands of the Portuguese from the 1600s until now. Well, this weekend, a young woman by the name of Marielle Franco, 38 years old, a freedom fighter, looks a lot like your wife. Go and Google Marielle Franco. You'll see exactly what I mean. Marielle was fighting for the rights of the black people of Brazil, who are the majority. She was fighting for the rights of women. She was fighting for the rights of children to have nutritious, healthy food. And she was murdered in her car this weekend, shot 4 times to the head by a group, allegedly, that the Brazilian government runs out of its armed services called the Death Squad. This year alone, over 4,000 black women and men have been killed, all under the assumption that they were threats to the national security of Brazil. What is the national security of Brazil? To keep the Portuguese minority in control and the black minority oppressed. And so we celebrate the life of Marielle Franco this evening in the Matthews broadcast. And I will say this to those oppressors in Brazil. You have made Marielle a martyr, and you have made her more powerful than she has ever been alive. Because now there are millions of young men and young women in Brazil marching today saying, I am Marielle. You have the international community from Europe to Asia all now saying they want an investigation of this woman's murder. All she was trying to do is fight for justice in her homeland. And as Dr. Martin Luther King had said to us, the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards righteousness, right? Weeping, right, Lindsay, may endure for
a night,
but
joy comes in the morning.
Right, there's a morning coming on a global basis. You cannot suppress the light forever. And so we celebrate the life of Marielle Franco this evening in Matthew's broadcast, and I'm going to continue to post information about Marielle to other people who may want it, because it is important that we remember that the work that she was doing. A big event is coming up on March the 31st at the Conference Center at Mercer Community College from 10 to 1 p.m., where me and my partner, Ms. Samud Scott, also known as Mama Yoga, will be putting on the Whole Person Prosperity Experience. We are inviting 40 couples. That's all we have room for. And Alvin, you and your beautiful wife are invited. And what we're going to do on that morning is to teach what she has been teaching for 30 years, how to bring your mind and your body vibration into alignment with who you are, with your divine identity. So we're going to sweat a little bit, we're going to move a little bit, we're going to meditate a little bit, we're going to do a little bit of yoga forms. We're going to get you to really, really go internally and connect with who it is you really are. A fantastic opportunity. And we're going to do some networking with some strategic friends. Cornelius, you and your wife are certainly invited. Bring the camera, but you're not going to use it. You're just going to move a little bit. And so on March the 31st, that Saturday morning from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., we're going to have 40 awesome couples with us. That's the day before Easter Sunday. And what we're looking for is to wrap our arms around 40 couples who will start to operate in unity around some things. Because when we are unified, when we are like this, there is nothing that we can't achieve. So with that said, I'm going to bring in my friend Lindsay Tynes, who's going to ask you guys a few questions so that we can know how our audience can support you fully. Lindsay?
Hi, Alvin and Elaine.
Hello.
Alvin and
Yes.
Elaine.
Yeah.
Good to see you guys tonight. What is the name of your business?
Milltown Coin Laundry.
Middletown Coin Laundry.
No, Milltown.
Oh, Milltown.
Milltown.
Okay.
M-I-L.
Thank you for clearing that up.
Oh, you're fine.
All right. And what is the unique value of your business or organization? What's the unique value? What makes you guys different from any other coin operated?
It's a beautiful place to be.
Beautiful place.
It's a nice experience when you get there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can vouch for that. I picked up my second order from Alvin and Elaine, and I'm very, very pleased.
Glad to hear that.
Everything is folded neatly. The shirts are crisp and well done. That's right. I can tell you that. I
Okay.
can be a witness to that, Lindsay.
All right. And who is a great referral that will help your business to grow profitably? Who is your target audience?
Well, right now we're targeting nursing homes and spas, nail salons, gyms. Also, we like to do the senior program also. People that can't get out, we like to do that also.
Okay.
We'll go pick their stuff up and bring them to our facility,
Okay.
and we bring their clothes back.
That's a wonderful service for the
Yeah.
seniors.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beneficial because a lot of seniors are shut in; they can't get out, and I feel bad for
Yeah.
them. You know, it's very sad sometimes. You know,
That's a ministry.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a ministry.
yeah. So
Yeah, what you've done to the least of these, you've done it unto me. They can't do for themselves, so
Yeah.
you do it for them. That's a
Yeah.
blessing.
yeah.
Yeah. What are you offering in return for our audience's support? What are you offering in return for our audience's support?
Well, we have promotions that we will do. Say, if you have X amount of laundry, we might give you a discount on your laundry.
Okay.
And dry cleaning.
Wait a minute. You do laundry and dry cleaning.
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's
Yes.
different, isn't it?
Yes.
That's a different
This is
thing.
different.
Yeah.
But we handle it all.
Because some people do have like a laundry and you come in and do your own thing and you know, but they don't have a dry cleaners as well.
Yeah, we have dry
Yeah.
cleaners, and also you can drop your stuff off,
That's wonderful.
and you can pick it up in the afternoon, bring it in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll be
One
ready
day
at-
service?
1 day service.
Oh, that's
Depending-
another thing.
Yeah.
It all depends on how much laundry you
Right,
have.
right.
And if you drop it off in the morning,
Uh-huh.
you're pretty much guaranteed that you'll get it back the same day.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
pickup is as late as by 7:30.
Yes.
So sometimes we have people coming in, dropping off just in time. We're just like, okay, I know, but
Okay.
we open the doors for that.
Now, what's the hours of your operation?
7 in the morning
Mm-hmm.
to 8 o'clock. But our last wash is at 7:30.
Okay.
Actually, excuse me, 7 o'clock.
From 7 to 7.
Yes.
Okay. Are you open on weekends?
Open on weekends, same
7
time.
days a week.
Wow.
We're available for everybody.
7 days a week.
7 days.
Whoa, that's awesome. Man.
At 7 a.m.
At 7 a.m.
That's awesome, man. What is your contact information and social media information?
Well, you can
Yeah, go
you
ahead.
can contact us on milltowncoinlaundry.com, or you can call us at 732-247-4917.
Give them that information again.
Okay.
So for somebody who's looking for a pen to write this down.
Okay. Telephone number is 732-247-4917, and our website is www.milltowncoinlaundry.com.
That's Milltown, not Middletown.
Milltown.
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 Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Elaine, you want to add anything to that? Okay.
Well, you said you weren't
she-
going to.
She was helping out.
She was helping out. Thank you so much. God bless you guys.
All right,
bless
all
you.
right. We are going to go to our second segment, and I just want you to give the information one more time. But Elaine, this time I want you to do it. How do we get in contact with Milltown Coin Laundry?
Our telephone number is 732-247-4917. The website is www.milltowncoinlaundry.com.
All right. Look at that. Look at that. Look
Yeah.
at that.
That's
7
great.
days a
Side by
week,
side.
7 a.m. to 7 p.m. All right, we are going to go to our second segment, but for wonderful service and very affordable prices and certainly highly excellent staff, Milltown Coin Laundry, right at 100 Riders Lane.
Correct.
And, the thing I like most about the value added that they shared is how you make the services available to seniors. That is a ministry,
Yeah.
and I think that's an awesome thing. And we're going to make sure that you get the support you deserve. So thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
All right. All right, guys, we're back in the Matthews broadcast. So we are joined in our second segment by two gentlemen who have very unique businesses in their own right, which I'm not going to steal their thunder. I'm going to let them speak for themselves. And so I'm going to turn it back over to the one and only Lindsay the Voice Tynes to ask you a few questions so our audience can provide you with the support you need to succeed. Lindsay?
Hi, Greg. It's Lindsay.
Hey, how are you?
All right. What is the name of your business or organization?
My business name is Tri-State Triangle Media.
Okay. And what is the unique value of your business or organization? What's different about it?
The value of my business is I give a voice to the people, and I can take anybody's product, business, or service and carry it through the airwaves. So I'm a commercial advertiser. I can do 30-second commercials on up to half-hour infomercials. Also, I create TV shows, reality shows, specialty, feature shows and things of that nature.
Okay. And who's a great referral for your business or organization?
Anyone that has a product, business, service, and actually anyone that's having an event. Like, I've always wanted to do a wedding and have that air on TV. Like, how often do you get to see a wedding, on TV?
You have to be at a certain level to get your wedding.
Yeah. Gotta be on the top.
Although, for the most part, people think that TV advertising and broadcasting is very expensive. But because I'm a new advertising agent that's growing an agency, building an agency, my overhead is not as high.
Okay.
So I can do special deals and introductory offers that the average person in my field can't or won't do.
That's unique. Yeah. What are you offering in return for our audience's support? What are you offering in return for our audience's support?
I'm not sure that I understand that.
If somebody comes to you, what are you giving them that no one else is going to give?
Oh, like I said, introductory offers, special rates that they won't get in the industry anywhere else. And I'll do like flat rates. Like I may combine the airtime with the filming, editing, and production. I may not separate those two.
Okay.
So I try to be fair and I try to be reasonable because I like to help small businesses as well as, the corporate, the big corporations. So,
Well, small business is the engine of the American economy. 7 out of 10 new jobs created by companies with less than 5 employees now, right? And on the other hand, companies with more than 1,000 employees have been shedding employees for probably going on the last 25 years. It's just not as publicized. So when you're a friend of the small business, you're a friend of the American economy.
right.
And we appreciate that so much.
And what is your contact and social media information? How can they get in touch with you?
You can contact me on Facebook, Tri-State Triangle Media, LinkedIn, Tri-State Triangle Media. You can see some of my work on YouTube under Tri-State Triangle Media. Or you can just Google Tri-State Triangle Media or my name, Gregory T. Williamson, and you can find me on most social media outlets. And my website is www.tristmedia.com.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And
you.
again, your phone number?
973-350-4817.
Thank you. David, we turn to you now.
Hi, Lindsay.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. What is the name of your business or organization?
The name of my business is Eclectic Franchise Solutions.
Eclectic.
Eclectic. E-C-L-E-C-T-I-C.
Okay. And what is the unique value of your business or organization?
We help people purchase franchises. That's what we do. We are in the business to help you get into business.
And who's a great referral for that business or organization?
Anyone who's looking to get into a business.
Okay.
So if you're looking to get into business for yourself, I would strongly urge you to consider franchising because it cuts away a lot of the painstaking tasks that are involved in business ownership. So if you're following the model, you should be able to streamline your process and be profitable much quicker than you would be if you were doing it on your own.
Because the business model is already
It's
created.
already established.
So
It's a
plug and
They
play.
support you.
Plug and play. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Thanks, Dan.
hmm Now, now, what I've seen in many of the magazines and trade journals is, the cost of franchises coming down. Certainly, they're the better known ones, which some cases could be high seven figures to get one. But it seems to me that one of the interesting things that's happened in the world of franchising, Dave, is a franchise is between $10,000 and $50,000. How is that happening?
Well, first of all, let's understand this. The reason you're spending millions of dollars on a franchise concept is because you're paying for their branding and advertising. They're established, they've been around for a long time. Now, the flip side of that is if you look at what their success rates have been, a lot of these franchises are closing down. They're oversaturated, right?
Mm.
So you have a number of different, I don't want to throw any particular names out, but McDonald's is one. If you look at the number of stores they've been closing in the last couple of years, it's astonishing. Now, what you really want to do when you're looking at a franchise model is what Stan alluded to, is you want to look for emerging brands that have not invested that much money yet in branding, and it's a lot less expensive. So they're not trying to recoup expenses that were based on advertising. So you're really looking at a model that's saying this is what it actually costs to get in, this is what we want to pay our initial investors, we want our initial investors to invest in. So it's not a crazy amount of money up front because they haven't incurred that much expense.
So if something like that where you've invested a modest amount takes off, you're in great shape.
I would give you a perfect example, right? A lot of people don't understand how some of these brands that you see on television every day took off because of one investor. That one investor was probably a professional athlete that invested a lot of money. Papa John's, you see, the famous quarterback in the background.
Right.
So people don't realize that a brand like Blaze Pizza, LeBron James is invested in that.
Wow.
Wingstop, Rick Ross. So a lot of people don't understand why these same franchises were very inexpensive to get into initially. Now they get one investment, and that takes them to a different dimension. And then you're looking at advertising going to a different level, and now it's almost twice as much of what it used to cost to get into that same brand. Now, with that being said, sometimes they still aren't nationwide, so you can still get in cheap, right? But once they have gotten over nationwide, the chances of you getting into that brand are a lot. You can probably do it, but it's a lot more expensive.
Wow.
So a card that you would like to have is Greg's card.
Well, we've
Greg
exchanged cards already.
Okay. That would be good. All right, and what's your social, what are you offering the audience for their support of your business?
My services are completely free to my clients. Now, what does that mean? That means you have to do two things. The first thing would be to complete an initial qualifying form, which takes between 10 and 20 minutes, and also complete a Zoracle business assessment profile. With those two things, I put you in front of the decision makers at franchises, not somebody in the middle, and you don't have to worry about trying to find a contact person at a franchise concept. So what we also do is help you find the right concept for you. A lot of people think of franchising as just food. There's a lot of different industries out there that are franchises, dozens. And what we need to do is find out what's right for you. What's the right franchise model for you? Do you want to be a passive owner, meaning that you don't want to actually work in that business? Or do you want to work in that business yourself? Do you want to be a co-owner? Do you want to work with other people in that business? So we help you find the right concept for you. We find the right concept within your budget. We
Wow.
also help you verify if there's territory availability based on that concept.
Well, there's nothing less expensive than free. So the price is
Unless they
right.
come in and start doing the work for you.
Now we can charge you something if you like. If that's what that's right at that.
If we
Hard to
insist,
do, right?
man, if we insist.
Well, free comes, what
Right.
free means is that you have to do that initial qualifying form. You have to be qualified to have a franchise.
Right.
You're not going to go to a car dealership and try to buy a car and not have any money.
Mm-hmm.
The initial qualifying form is basically to find out, are you qualified to franchise?
Right.
So this way we don't waste each other's time.
I got you.
What is your contact information? Social media?
Social
Phone.
media is www.Eclectic Franchise Solutions, ECLECTICFRANCHISESOLUTIONS.com.
Thank you.
And my phone number
Yes.
is 551-804-6185. 551-804-6185. Email address is david@eclecticfranchisesolutions.com.
We want to thank both of you so
Thank you,
much for
guys.
being here this evening. That was a great interview, very informative. I think if you're at home watching and you have a thirst for business, you have made up your mind that you're going to be an entrepreneur, that you might want to get in contact with Dave so that franchising can become part of the things that you have in your toolkit. We want you to avail yourself as of many options and be an informed consumer in the best way that you can be. And so this professional that we had with us this evening can help you in that regard, as can Greg in the area of how do you build your media profile so that your branding footprint is as wide as possible. There is so many different ways to go in our country right now to build financial independence and wealth for yourselves and for your family's future, that you can avail yourself of opportunities like franchising is a great thing. We know that 62% of those people who go to work in America today, almost 113 million people in this country, are now self-employed. Many of them still think they're employees, Dave. They are not. We are in the 1099 economy. You worked for Verizon yesterday, they terminated you. Tomorrow you're their consultant. You are now an entrepreneur. Whether you accept it or not is your business, right? 62% of the American economy and growing are people who are classified as 1099s. And so you need to be thinking about entrepreneurship and opportunities like franchising as we go forward in the future so that you have a secure financial future for your children. One of the things I want to mention to Dave, I waited until this evening that we were live, is that Dave once ran for mayor of Newark, Cornelius.
Oh, wow. I didn't know you knew that.
I absolutely do that. But I waited until you were here. That was a courageous thing because I know the time in which you attempted to do that, and I know who occupied City Hall at that time. That was a brave thing to do.
Well, I will tell you, it's no fun getting crushed. But it was well worth the effort. Because what was important for us was to share the information that was out there about what was really happening in the city of Newark.
That's right.
So losing the election wasn't as important as sharing the message.
That's right. That's right. And that, as I said, that was a courageous thing. And so, you know, when we have an informed public, people can make decisions. Obviously, Newark goes to the polls to make a decision this May. And that's a very, very interesting race. I have said very little about it because I have used this microphone to speak on some other races and got some phone calls. So I will say we are casual observers. We just pray that the best candidate wins in Newark and the best candidate wins in Patterson. How about that, Courtney? The best, as far as the people are concerned.
Just go out and vote.
You know, our microphone is available for any of them that want to come and have a conversation here, as we have had persons, including the current Governor Murphy here, while he was running, and made sure that we give our audience the opportunity to hear all perspectives and points of view. So this was an awesome evening in every way. I think that you got more than your money's worth, and we have two entrepreneurs here telling you that their services are free. They'll give you a free assessment and then let you know what you qualify. So Greg Williamson, David Blount, thank you so much for being with us. And remember, as we sign off this evening, there are two types of people in the world. There are dreamers like all of you. What is your name, young lady? Gail Campbell. So there are dreamers like you, Gail, and like you, Lindsay, and like you, Cornelius, and like the McKinneys out there, and certainly Pastor McCutcheon. And there are dream killers. Embrace the first and run like heck from the second. You have to start something confidently in order for you to finish something successfully. You have to start. So stop getting ready, stop getting set, and please, 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 please go and do whatever it is that God has put on your heart, because only you can make that contribution that's uniquely your gift in this world. This is Stan Matthews for Lindsay Tynes and Cornelius Hill and Mama Yoga with us electronically. Good night and God bless. Thank you.